Good morning.
Morning, Jeff.
Hey, Alan.
Good morning, Jeff.
Laura, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Make it home safe?
I did, thank you.
Glad to hear it.
Thank you for a beautiful week in Tallahassee.
I think Alan set that up.
Oh, well, you're the
Ordered that
environmental
what?
guy, so I kind of thought you were the one who had the direct line to Mother Nature.
No, ma'am. I report to Alan. Alan, that's above my pay grade. It's got to be Alan.
He is our environmental guy.
Right. I mean, Alan is the wax on, wax off sensei, and I just thought you were the guy with the temperature. But now I know.
The House Committee. Hmm. $9:15. All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. So, welcome to the end of the third week report on environmental nonsense happening here in Tallahassee with bills and legislation moving this year. I'm Jeff Littlejohn. I'll be walking you through what's going on and hopefully answering your questions. So if you haven't already seen it, you should have been given access to the week 3 report. This is a spreadsheet I'm putting out, and Laura or Amanda or one of the folks on the team are posting this on the website. As with prior weeks, it's organized in by most recent action. So the bills that are making the most movement are here at the top. There's a clickable link if you want to go to the website and pull down bill analysis or bill text. That's over here on the left, and then the bill title, latest action date, sponsor, and then there's a quick synopsis here. I guess in sum, before I dive into any particular bills, I want to say that there still really isn't anything remarkable this year. There are a few policy bills that are interesting, but I don't think there's anything really earth-shattering or consequential. Certainly nothing that is also in that category and likely to pass. Even a bill that we've been spending a lot of time talking about leading up to session related to the South Florida Water Management District, it's kind of barely moving in the Senate and hasn't even been calendared in the House. So I think that's becoming less and less likely to be something that we care about. That's the Water Management District bill, SB 7002, and Rep. Connerly's companion 1169 is the one that hasn't even been scheduled for its first stop yet. But anyway, I digress. There are a couple of bills that have made it all the way to the floor. this administrative procedures bill that would revise the procedures for filing a statement of estimated regulatory costs when a DEP bill or rule, for example, requires ratification. There's a CERC requirement. This has made it to the floor in the Senate. It is moving in the House. I'd say this is probably likely to pass this year. This stormwater management bill, SB 810, we've talked about a couple of times. This is the one that requires local governments to essentially fill out a form and certify that they've done an inspection of their stormwater infrastructure by June 1 of each year and submit that form to DEM, Emergency Management. It does seem to be moving in the Senate. I have heard some complaints from Florida Association of Counties, for example, League of Cities types about this being another unfunded mandate. But I would just say it's kind of one of those knee-jerky bills. After a bunch of flooding last year, the desire was to do something, and that something can be making sure local governments are actually inspecting their infrastructure. I'm not saying I'm endorsing it. I'm just kind of giving you the what I'm hearing about it. The nature-based methods for improving coastal resilience. This bill is actually moving pretty well on both the House and the Senate side. This has some like opens up some maybe relaxed or permit requirements, or maybe you could characterize it as encouraging more green infrastructure as a part of coastal resilience projects. So this is, think living shorelines and things like that. There are some study components of this, some funding for Florida Flood Hub. Anyway, there's a lot of little things in here. If you're interested in the coastal resilience topic, do definitely take a look at 371 and its Senate companion. I think there's a pretty good chance that's going to pass this year. Brownfields, if you care about that topic, is looking like it's beginning to move. It's made it through at least one committee stop on the House. I went to that committee earlier this week, and I think it's moving in the Senate as well. This would expand eligibility for brownfield designation, including over Superfund sites, and also expands the ability for local governments to tap into voluntary cleanup tax credits. So I think I'd say this is probably a 60-40, not ready to put it in likely to pass category yet, but it is moving. What else in here? This is the JAPC bill we talked about a little bit ago. I think this is likely to pass. There's a couple of septic tank related things. This bill is making some headway. It's half of the way through in the House and 1/3 of the way through in the Senate, and it is calendared or scheduled for committee next week. This is distributed wastewater treatment system by Connerly and in the House, and well, I'm drawing the blank on the Senate right now. But there's the other brownfields bill. Yep, Bradley. Sorry about that. There's the other septic tanks bill. This would allow septic tanks to or houses to be excuse me, sorry for the brain fart. This would allow building permits to proceed as long as a septic tank permit has been applied for. It no longer requires that septic tank permit be issued. So it allows you to start construction while your septic tank permit is still pending. That's also by Rep. Connerly, so he's carrying a couple of septic tank related things. As long as along with a springs restoration bill, Rep. Connerly is carrying as well. We're getting down to the part where these bills in here didn't move this week. So these are bills that haven't had any action this week. And we're also getting to that point in session where maybe beginning next week, if these bills down here, anything from kind of here down, if they haven't made it through a committee next week, I'd say they're starting to look like, highly unlikely to pass. You just have to make a certain amount of progress, by a certain stage in session, or you'll just run out of time. There there are always exceptions to that. There's exceptions to every rule, but that's just a general rule. Once you get to about the halfway point in session, if you're not through at least one or two committees, then your chance of making it all the way through are pretty minimal, which is why, I made that comment that I made about the Water Management District bill down here by Bill Connerly. It is moving a little bit in the Senate, but it's not moving at all in the House, and that makes it far more difficult to get through, once we're past the halfway point.
Hey, Jeff, let me jump in real quick. I know some of our folks met with Representative Connerly this past week for PE days, and he told them that he's doing that bill for the speaker. So, I've always kind of said in the background on this one, we knew 7002 was a priority of the Senate president, and maybe they were playing with it to use it as a bargaining chip. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen. He may have just had him run it as a courtesy and doesn't plan to do anything with it. But, just so you know, he said he's doing that for the speaker.
Okay, I appreciate that, Alan. Thank you for reminding me of that. So it could, if it's a speaker priority, you can always get that has certainly provides an avenue for unusual speed or waiving a rule or, getting something even skipped or pulled out of a committee and brought forward. But still haven't seen any action yet. So that's just a noteworthy to me. So like I said, this spreadsheet is available to you. You can download it from the website and link to any of these bills. If you, let's talk a little bit about what's happening next week. So in the Senate, we've got the Senate Ag and Natural Resources Appropriations Subcommittee on Monday and Environmental and Natural Resources Policy Committee on Tuesday. There are a number of bills that are calendared in one or the other of those committees. So there's likely to be some action on some environmental bills and something to talk about next week. On the House side, slide this over here. 1 second. This thing is fighting me. On the House side, let's back up. We've got Ag and Natural Resources Subcommittee on Tuesday and the Natural Resources and Disasters Subcommittee. Love that new title. That's the Policy Subcommittee, also on Tuesday. So both environmental committees are meeting Tuesday, and there are a number of bills scheduled for those two. Most environmental bills, they're big committee. Kind of their last committee stop before they go to the floor is going to be on state affairs. And there are a number of environmental bills on state affairs for Wednesday. And with that, I'm going to pause with the next 20 minutes and see who's got questions. I've got a searchable database here. So if anybody's got a bill that they've heard about that we're not tracking, please do let me know. And if you've got any questions about any bills, I'll try to move into the stump the chump phase of the call. I told you it's not that interesting, so I'm not trying to make somebody interested if they're not.
Jeff, there's a bill that's going on around water additives in municipal water supplies. Are you aware of that bill?
Water access municipal water.
Basically, it's trying to address fluoride.
Yep. I think this is when you're talking about water access facilities, 735.
I'm not sure. I've been searching for the bill number.
Okay. Oh, this is clean marine manufacturer. This is probably not what you're looking for. A little bit more.
Are you talking about the agriculture bill?
I think it is agriculture. I just can't seem to lay my finger on the bill number.
You said additives, right? Like fluoride, maybe?
Yes.
Oh, the one that bans the fluoride?
Yes.
How do you spell that? Put the U in there? Yeah, there you go. I'm an engineer. No, I don't think I spelled that right. Is that wrong? Somebody help me spell fluoride.
I'm not sure that it.
I don't think the bill
fluoride.
actually has the word fluoride in it anywhere.
FLOURIDE. Okay.
FLUORIDE.
Maybe water additives may be used, or
I've read some stuff in the news about it, but I have about the fluoride issue, chemical additives in food. But, I have not been following the fluoride bills or anything related to fluoride. Let me try to hunt that down for you. Do you have a question about it? Or you're just curious about it?
Well, I've been trying to find the bill number. I've been doing the search kind of the same way you were doing just then, trying to find the actual bill number and understanding if it moved anywhere.
Okay, sorry, I'll hunt it down.
Thank you.
Someone help me spell it again?
Flouride.
That's what I thought. Is that what I typed?
Yeah.
It may be House Bill 700.
It's FLUOR.
It's Senate Bill.
Well, I got 700.
Senate Bill 700, House Bill 651.
Well, let's check it out. A lot of words. FLUO. Thank you. Nothing in here.
The word fluoride is not anywhere in the bill,
Okay,
but
so it's,
all of the news articles are saying that it's banning fluoride.
oh. Well, I'm not a lawyer, but you'd think you'd have to name the word to ban the thing. All right, so
I think the conversations in the other committees that I've been involved with, the concern is that there's in the rule, and I've not read the rule, there's discussion all the way around it. So they're trying to say what it is without saying what it is. But there's a concern that it could prohibit other additives that are required by rule or protective of the infrastructure.
okay. Well, let's talk about whether it's moving, because I can at least answer that question now that we figured out what it is. It has been through one committee, and it's got two more on the Senate side. And 1159 is the companion.
I have 651 as the
Okay.
House bill.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you talk?
I don't have the House bill number, but I've got a news article here that says the House bill does not specifically mention fluoride. It only says it would prevent the quote use of any additive included primarily for health related purposes, unquote.
Okay. Okay. It's made it through one committee stop in the House and the Senate. $651, $700. I'll put them on our tracker. Thank you for bringing it up. Anybody else? We talked about, so let me get into the speculative part of the discussion. So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the topic of PFAS and whether the department would be forced to go into rulemaking on setting PFAS water quality standards because of a 2023 bill that set a 2025 deadline for that event. I am hearing from DEP and from some well-placed sources that there's likely to be an extender to that 2023 legislation, and it's likely to land on the brownfields bill. And to me, that makes the brownfields bill even more likely to pass, because I think the department and a lot of stakeholders are going to want to see an extension of that deadline to promulgate PFAS standards. So be on the lookout for that. I certainly am. If you care about PFAS, I see Nick, you're out there, so there'll be you and some others will be interested in that. That's about all I have, if unless anybody else has more questions.
Hey, Jeff, you mentioned early on Senate Bill 810.
Yes, sir.
That does not have a House companion, correct?
I thought it did. But let me double check.
On the Senate side, it says there's 0 related bills.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. There's nothing listed in here either.
Yeah, and they're moving it in the Senate, so I mean, we all know they can play games, but it's just kind of odd they're a bill that doesn't have a companion.
I agree. It's not usual that they would move something like that. Yeah, it could be a bargaining chip, or it could be a feel-good provision that Burgess wanted to report back to his home district that he did something on it. I know the local governments are not happy about it. It's not long, so it could always get thrown on something else on the House.
Right. Well, and it doesn't come under, if there's no bill with that language in it, then it doesn't fall under the rules for amendments. They could put it on any bill if they want.
Mm-hmm. Anybody upset about any of these things? Have concerns or client concerns about any bills? Okay. Well, this may be the wrong format to ask, and I'm starting to see people drop off. Does we want to do this again next week, or you want to skip a week? I mean, y'all didn't seem to miss me last week. I didn't get any texts. I was out on vacation.
Jeff, I think just for consistency, I'd like to at least touch base each week, even if it's, just for 5-10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to do it, Nick. It's already on my calendar.
The closer you get to the end, the more things change quickly.
Yeah, agreed. All right. I'm a creature of habit, so I'm more inclined to keep it anyway, even if there's 5 people on the call. And we had 30 this morning, so that seems like a good group. So unless anybody else has anything, I don't want to keep you for no reason at all, but appreciate your time this morning. And you know how to reach me, or reach out to Alan or Laura or somebody else on the team. If you have any questions, please get those headed towards me, and I'll do my best to answer them. Next week, I'll have the 651 and 700 on the list. So with that, I hope
Thank you,
everybody has a
Jeff.
wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
everybody.
Thanks,
Have a good
everybody.
day.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. See you.
Thank you, Jeff.